important thing is that I still have my health, and that the spotlight is back where it belongs. The spotlight is on me for a change, and maybe now I could use this time to get out of the shadow that's been set by my mother, my abusive, drunk mother who wasn't always nice to me. Why? Why do you have to leave me, Dad? Why? My dad left at a very young age. I was 5 years old, and the police took him away. But, I mean, I guess it's, part of it's just part of life. I remember my father, when he was younger, he said, "One day, George, I'm going to take you away from here. I'm going to take you somewhere far away." I mean, he went far away. He's in prison now, and I haven't visited him since. All I had was my uncle, who had to escape from jail. They accused him of murdering his wife, which he didn't do, but he met this guy in jail named Red, who managed to, become his friend at a time where he didn't have any friends, and him and Red, they stuck together. And I remember my uncle told me, he said, he told Red that one day I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go to Mexico, and you're going to come with me. And I remember the day they let Red out on parole. He was this close to killing himself, but my uncle, he remembered my uncle, and they met up, and it was a happy ending, which it's the most important thing in life, is that no matter where you've been through and what struggles you may have gone through and what obstacles you have to overcome, that at the end of the day there's going to be a happy ending. That's just what my dad told me. I try to leave my mother. I tried running away many times, but she's sick now and she needs my help. She needs me to be there for her. And even though she wasn't the best mother to me, I find that maybe somewhere inside of me I could still be a good son, and maybe she'll love me again. Maybe she'll love me again. She wanted me to go to school and become an actor. I didn't get accepted anywhere, so I tried to start my own school, just to show her, hey, I made it. And somehow this fake school that I started ended up becoming a real school, and a whole bunch of people signed up for it, and it was really overwhelming. But my friends, they stuck with me, and we had to go to court for all this stuff, but for whatever reason they said, you know what, you started a fake school, but you know what, we'll let it be a school. And that's the story of how BCC got started. And I had some awful experiences in high school. One time, I was never really popular. I was always that artsy guy, I was always painting. And this really beautiful cheerleader took a bet with her friends to maybe to see if they can turn me into a prom king. And I found out what was going on, and it hurt me a lot, but I ended up finding true love from it. Even though it started off as a bet to see if they could turn the ugly guy into the prom king, and then I ended up finding true love because that's all I wanted from my life. I remember one time actually in high school, I got sent to Saturday detention, and I was the outcast, and I'm sitting there, and there's a brainiac, and there's a basket case, there's the popular girl, and there's the science guy, there's the jock. And even though we all had all these differences, you know, we all came together as one, you know, and that Saturday detention ended up being one of the best experiences of my life. Like, I could make a movie based off like some of the stuff that happened to me, you know. I even remember that, like, you know, when I was playing football, I tried out for the team, and there was just a whole bunch of black boys, me and, you know, and there's this white kid. He came in, and this is during a time of, you know, there's a lot of prejudice and racism going on, and, you know, even though we were a team of mixed people, we managed to make people remember our name. You know, we were really rememberable, you know, and that's something that I'll never forget. Playing under those lights every Friday night, hoping maybe we were gonna win state, you know. We never won state, but we learned a lot that day. Now, well, are we ready to start? Or do you guys want to hear more stories about my life?
We love your stories of your life. Keep on going. Keep them coming.
There was my other uncle one time who passed away, and we went to go visit him. And when we visited, you know, when we got to his beach house, he had died. But he was having a huge party that weekend, so we had to pretend he was alive. So throughout the whole party, we were dragging him around, and even though he'd been dead for several hours, many people still thought, you know, they still thought he was alive. Of course, there's also the time I decided to skip school with my friends. We took my friend's car out, and he didn't want to take the car, but we were kids, we were adventurous, you know, and I just wanted that thrill, that adventure. So we took the car out, and we messed it up pretty badly, but, you know, my friend Cameron, he froze up, I remember that. He just didn't say a word, because his dad loved that car more than anything. And the teacher was looking for me, the principal was looking for me the whole time. He went to my house. You know, I pretended to be sick. It was this whole, I just wanted to get out of the school for a day, you know, maybe live life on my own. And, you know, just like anything else, a lot of life-changing experiences that's kept me going throughout my life. But I mean that's the story of me. One time, this British guy, who he hosted a British television show, wanted to interview me, and at first I was opposed doing these interviews. It was a long series of interviews, and I knew he was going to try to ask some serious questions. He just wanted to get me to cry on camera, and to this day I've never cried on camera, and I refuse to show that type of emotion in front of a camera, because what people see on me when they see me on camera, they see a jubilant, joyful, happy person, but to see that sort of distraught and depravity in my face, it's I can't do it. But, you know, we did the interviews, and they were pretty eye-opening, actually. And he asked me some tough questions, and at first I was able to get around them, you know, I kind of outsmarted him. But he really got me on that last interview, which is why I can never run for president now. That's why I never cared about politics. They don't want me, I don't want them, you know? But, I mean, I